Welcome to Will's Will, True Crime Edition.
True Crime
True
Edition.
crime.
And we got a new green screen behind you.
Yes, we do. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
People, that's not the monitors anymore. That's green screen.
All green screen.
We're getting important
We're
here.
moving up like George and Wheezy.
That's right. Moving on up. Introduce your guest.
All right. My guest here is former detective Michael Glover.
Glad to be here.
Great man. I'm telling you, great man that is just, you know,
Nice to
like
have you in the studio.
closure. Yeah, brought closure to everyone. I mean, great. Every line, every like field, every like let's say level of law enforcement you've worked.
Yeah,
Please, tell me about yourself. Come on.
yeah, I've been around a little bit. I actually
Mm-hmm.
I actually was born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida.
Uh-huh.
Graduated from Rebo High School.
All
Had a earned an athletic scholarship playing football, and I furthered my education at Bethune-Cookman University.
Wildcats.
Where I graduated from there, the education degree,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually I became a part of the coaching staff after I graduated for a few years.
Right.
And then decided coaching was a little bit too much pressure,
Yeah.
because if you're winning, it's good, but if you're not winning, your
Of course.
job is on the
Yeah.
line.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
it.
So I decided that I wanted to try another
Oh,
career and give police work a try.
all right.
Yeah, which I fell in love with. I joined the sheriff's office and
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, and worked my way up from patrol to burglary detective, and from there I actually was handpicked from the chief of detectives wanted me to give the homicide division a try, which I stayed in there for 5 years, and that was a challenge, but
It's impressive.
most definitely a very good career in homicide.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's what I like. It's like to hear. So,
Homicide must have been difficult.
Well, it's challenging, but one thing I liked about it, you had all the resources available to you that you needed to not only work on a case but to solve a case.
Right.
And you had the necessary personnel behind you too, and we worked in teams. So
right on. Right on.
you don't do anything by yourself.
Right.
I mean when you have a homicide, you have a group of people that go with you,
Yeah.
and everybody's assigned to do something, and at the end you come together and you put your evidence and facts together and start making a decision, and you just like putting the case together. So
All right.
that was one of the unique things I really liked about it.
Excellent. 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 You know, we worked a couple of homicide cases ourselves here,
Yeah,
and I just wondered, okay, because you were able to call them out before we really had anything, anything we're going. You could tell what was the motive in the beginning. So, what are the motives do you think of, or let's say for homicide, murder, or it doesn't have to be husband, wife. It doesn't have to be, someone domestic. It's just anything. What do you think?
Oh my goodness, it's just so it's so many
Yes.
of them
Right.
that causes people to turn into something different and commit. It's one of the most tremendous crimes that you commit. You have panic, you
Yeah.
have pressure,
Sure.
you have relationships,
That's right.
you have finance,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you have drugs,
Oh yeah. Yep.
so there's just, I mean, what we like to do when there's a homicide.
Mhm.
Of course, once patrol get there,
Mm-hmm.
they preserve the scene.
Okay.
And when I say preserve the team, it's roped off.
Right,
Everything
right.
is roped off.
So no one could bother it.
Nobody can
Right.
bother. Nobody can. And pretty much everything is on hold until homicide gets there, because that scene,
Right.
I mean, is your case.
Yes.
I mean, because you can actually look at a scene, and from the scene alone,
Just learn so much.
figure
Right?
out a
It's
whole
just-
lot of
yes,
stuff.
yes.
Figure out a whole lot of
How
stuff.
many people
before you
in
get
the
started.
room at one time, and
Oh,
what?
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's-
Yes, I mean,
Mhm.
that's the key thing.
All right,
You know, we
right.
of course, like I say, we come as a team. We have
Mhm.
we have a detective that's assigned to the scene. We
Okay.
have a detective that's
It's like a primary or a lead.
yeah.
Okay.
That's a lead
Okay.
detective, yeah.
Excellent.
And
Excellent.
we have a detective that's assigned to witnesses.
Right.
You know,
Of course.
you know, we have a detective that's assigned to going around in the neighborhood,
Mhm.
talking, doing a canvas.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
we have an evidence technician
All right.
that come in and take over all of the evidence. And like you said, we have that lead detective that kind of sits back and put it all together. And
Right.
we have somebody from the state attorney's office
Okay.
that also get called out in case we have a situation where we need to execute a warrant.
Okay.
You know, we have a judge that's on call that's available, that we can get to, that can sign documents for us on the spot, so we can
Mhm.
get in the cars,
Right.
residences. Everything is pretty much available. There's no excuses. I mean, we have everything that we need
Right.
to work that case, because the first 72 hours
Yes.
of a homicide is very important,
Okay.
very
Now, see, why would you say the first 72 hours is very important?
because that's when all the information is coming in.
Right.
That's because once the word get out, you
Mhm.
know, and once we get the victim identified,
Mhm.
and once we make the next of kin notification,
Right.
and actually, it goes out public,
Okay.
and that's when the phone calls start coming in, people start
Right.
wanting to talk, and so
Right.
we're available within that time. So 72 hours is very important.
It
A whole
is.
lot of information coming in, and a lot of these cases we're able to solve within that time. Of course,
Right.
it takes days to put it together, but we kind of know what we're dealing with, who's responsible, and
Right.
it's just a matter of time before we put it together. But basically, we can do it, most of them in 72 hours. Not the 48 hours you see
No.
on TV,
Of course not. No.
but mostly 72 hours.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. What about you, Alan? Yeah.
I find it all fascinating.
Yeah.
I've never been involved,
Well, no, well, yeah,
I
mostly,
mean,
yeah.
on that end,
Right.
I've never been a cop or anything,
Right.
anything like that. So, from my perspective, everything is TV, right?
Right, of
And-
course, of
And
course.
TV is all,
Yeah.
every crime gets solved in
Yeah.
48
Yeah.
hours,
Yeah.
and
It's
away you
unreal-
go.
yeah,
But,
unrealistic
it's unrealistic.
expectations.
It's like, I do know a little bit on the medical thing, not much,
Right.
but because I'm a first aid AED
Yeah.
instructor.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, but the fun thing, or the funny thing is, you watch the TV shows,
Mhm.
and somebody gets rushed in the hospital, and their heart ain't beating, and they put the paddles on them, and boom, and then the heart,
Yeah.
the paddles won't bring back
No.
a flat line. So
No,
that's
no, of course.
total fake.
Yeah,
total
of course,
fake.
Of course, but on
Yeah.
TV it's real.
On
you
TV,
know,
it's
TV
real.
is
So,
realistic,
when they're doing, the
Mhm.
cop shows and stuff
Mhm.
like that, and you see all this stuff, if you don't know it, you don't know what's real and what's fake.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
solving
right.
the crime in 48 hours, for
Yeah,
instance. and
it's
stuff
it's
like
a, it's
that.
a science. It's a science to it. It's I don't know what are some of the most challenging, let's say, ideas of like. I'll use an example of when you see movies. Like I don't know if you've seen the movie Hitman or something like that.
Right,
Do you
right.
think Hitman would? Have you ever said, let's say, observed a hitman? Not observed them in person,
Right.
but their work.
Yeah. Matter of fact, when I'll answer that question, but when you say TV shows,
Mhm.
believe it or not,
Yeah.
the crime shows that they're actually showing on TV nowadays are actually showing you true photographs from
Yeah.
crime scenes.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's
It looks
actually,
too realistic.
It's actually
It
the real
does.
deal.
Actually. Yeah, it does.
And they've added that in there.
Yeah.
And it really makes it more interesting, and
Oh, yeah.
you even get the forensic side of it.
Yeah.
The medical examiner side of it. They're showing how the body is positioned and what they do
Mhm.
and how they use the body to make to learn key facts all that stuff is real on TV. That makes it interesting.
But
It gets
like
my
the
attention.
time frames, I mean, getting a DNA test back in an hour and a half. That's,
Okay, now that's
No,
that's
no.
not-
No, that's not gonna
No.
that's not gonna happen within that period of time. But I have seen results come back quick when it comes to police shootings. And
Oh,
things
sure.
of that sort. Of course, when
Yeah.
you get a police officer, shot
Yeah.
and killed or something like that,
right.
I've seen it come back. But as far as a hitman is what you're talking about, Will. I've seen scenes where just going in, looking at, you can tell it was
It's professional. Yeah.
professional hit.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Because you didn't have no theft. You have just basically everything is in the position where it's supposed to be. It's just too neat. It's
yeah.
too planned out.
Well, not only that, you have the body,
Mm-hmm.
at the door where you can actually tell when they noticed what was getting ready to happen, was
Yeah.
trying to get out, of course, and you still have all the elements of the drugs, and you have money.
Of
still
course,
there,
Yeah.
which you
Yeah.
knew it wasn't after that, because that would be
Yep.
that would be
You have a
gone.
bunch of drugs, you have a bunch of money around, and no one touches
Nobody-
it. But then
nobody-
it's a dead body.
Nobody
Right.
touch it, and then you have the
Mhm.
neighbors and the kids, out, and you got a dead body in, full of bullet holes, and nobody saw anything.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No.
Nobody
It's
knows.
unrealistic. Yeah. There's always someone to see
nobody
something.
heard nothing.
Right.
And so
That's
so
right.
it was a hit where they came in,
Right.
did what they needed to do, and they probably gone to another country or something. Man, it's just
Yeah.
we just know a case like that. We just know it's almost impossible to solve. So
Right.
cases like that, what we tend to hope to get down the road is somebody.
Maybe a person that hired the person. Maybe.
Maybe
Maybe.
yeah,
That's
well,
the only
actually,
way.
somebody to get arrested
Right. Of course.
and want to make a deal.
Yep.
And say, hey,
yeah.
nobody hit. That
Yep.
happened to such and such address.
And you
Yeah.
know what happens?
No, we own it,
The
man.
finger pointing.
We own it,
It's
man.
like, "You did it."
We love to get calls
Yeah.
coming from the jail
Yeah.
because we know what that means.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Want to make a deal. Oh.
But now what type of work are you in?
Private investigation. Yeah, I'm a licensed private investigator. Opened up an agency in 2002, so that's over 20 years. Will worked with me. Will was one of my top investigators. He handles a lot of cases for me. And he
I'm learning.
he does an outstanding job. I call him a ghost because he can get information without people even knowing he's getting it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Yeah, people in court are like, I didn't know you were watching me.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? And they're all surprised. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's the point of it.
He's good. He's good. We like
Nice.
we like to do civil liability
Mm.
cases, and that's a lot of the civil liability cases is of course your permanent injury,
Yes.
your wrongful death.
Lots of those,
So
yeah.
we call ourselves death experts because
Yeah,
we
yeah,
like to go into civil liability cases and work.
find out how the person either hurt themselves, got killed,
There you go.
or assaulted. Either way.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Because if a person gets injured or killed in a apartment complex, Will and I go in there and
Right.
we'll take pictures of the area and look at the lighting and see what type of security systems they
That's
have
right.
set
Mhm.
up and
Yeah.
That's right.
and see how well the area is just taken care of. See if there's
Yep.
holes in the gates. See if there's some type of security measures that's up.
Or criminal element. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that
Anything,
would have prevented this from happening.
That's correct.
And we'll do a research and find out all the incidents that occurred on that particular location, going years back to determine if they knew they had this problem, because it keeps continuing to happen and happening. They didn't set up anything for it to prevent it. Then that's when we come in and we put that together and present it to the attorney. And it makes a good case for him.
Sure. So are you mostly hired by attorneys to help out with their cases, or
Well, when I was in homicide, I was able to make connections
sure,
with many attorneys, and I've had attorneys say when it was your time to retire from the sheriff's office, if look us up and we can keep you busy
sure,
by working some cases, and the only legal license I could get to work for them was a private investigator's
private
license.
investigators.
So I mean, so they actually came through on their promise, because once they got the license and made contact with them, they keep us busy. They've been keeping us busy for
Oh,
20
yes.
years.
Oh, man.
How
Yeah.
long have you been in it?
You see, I've been a private investigator for 20 years, but then also on the other hand, I've been doing we can work for a corporation. So the corporation kind of went under. Then I started working more in private, and started my own LLC about my own agency about 3 years ago. And a lot of everything from we work on a lot of things together.
Sure.
Even insurance, everything, insurance fraud, you name it.
yeah.
And it's been a lot of interesting things
Oh yeah.
that has occurred.
What do you think your most interesting case was?
I can speak around it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'll just say that I had to go undercover to check out someone dispensing alcohol underage.
Oh.
In a fancy place. And
Ah.
I said, well, like I told they were like, it was something like that. I was like, I need a kind of fancy car because, the place is pretty nice, though, They got the rental, the
Yeah.
Corvette rental.
Yeah.
And I was like, you walking around, money, some clothes. He was like, oh, come on, man. So, yeah, I did. I called her because, he or she or the individual may have crashed into someone and caused to kill the person, the other
Yeah.
person.
Oh.
Yeah,
And,
we get a lot of that.
Yeah, so that's why they say, okay, why was this person dispensing alcohol? Why do you even have alcohol in the vehicle? And you look back and you're saying, okay, this person is 20 years old.
Right.
So yeah, of course, I'm under,
yeah.
have my hidden mic and camera and everything.
Right.
And, dressed up. It was like, kind of like James Bond a little bit. I liked it. I liked it. It was fun. And
What about you, Mike? What's your most interesting, you think?
Well, right now, I tell you, Will really make me look good, because
Careful now.
Come on,
If
man.
you keep blowing him up like this, I'm gonna get a
Well,
bigger set of headphones for him.
I appreciate you.
I gotta give him his props, because I'm more of a laid back investigator, and Will is more of a go getter, an aggressive investigator that gets the job done. And I tell you, well, I have this thing where the word is out that anybody that can't be found, give it to Glover,
Yes.
and Glover is going to get them found.
Yeah.
Well, it's not actually me that's finding them.
Oh, no.
I give it to Will,
Oh,
and
yeah, I do.
Will finds everybody. He finds. I don't know how he does it.
I don't know.
He
what kind of
just
talent
finds
this-
everybody, and that's one of the things that make us
Yeah,
work
great
well
team.
together.
Well, like
Great
social
team.
media and Facebook might
Uh-huh.
be making it a little easier now because people are dumb enough to put all kind of stuff out
Well,
there.
Yeah.
sorta it does, but there's some people that don't use social media.
That's
Well, it's not just
few and
social-
far between
yeah,
anymore.
It's not
though.
just social media. We can locate them on social media.
Oh, that's easy.
Social
Yeah.
media is good.
That's
Right.
easy.
Now finding them personally.
Oh, that's the
Oh,
hard
Serve
part.
'em,
yeah,
that's a whole
okay.
different
That's the hard
story.
All
part.
right,
Yes.
yeah.
Because they're usually
Yeah.
hanging out with another relative or something like that. But what I love is,
Avoiding.
you know what? Traffic cops. When they get tickets, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's the only one I'm going to let go. That's the only secret I let go. Traffic cops.
I hear you.
You gotta get a ticket. You get a ticket, or let's say, what do you call it? The speed cameras or red light
Mhm.
cameras. You get a ticket. That's a
Boom.
record. It shows the make, model, location.
Everything's there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's it. If you somebody gets tickets, don't run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't hide.
But we have fun. I mean,
Yeah, we do. We do. I learned so much from
yeah,
you,
the
man. I
main thing,
just-
the main thing is that
Mhm.
is that we enjoy it. I mean, we enjoy working together, and we know at every successful case that we solve, there's somebody on the other end of that that's happy,
That is
and
true.
it's
Right.
and it's also satisfying to
It is.
the attorney, to the whole firm. So
Yeah.
so we work real well together. I have certain skills that I use.
Hey, well,
And
excellent
he has
skills
certain
now.
skills
You-
that he uses,
Phew.
and he knows when he needs to take the lead. I know when I need to take the
Yeah.
lead, and
Yeah.
and boy, if we get together on the case, that's a done deal.
You get on the computer, and then before you know it, I'm like, okay, wow, he's excellent. He's excellent at his research, man.
Yeah.
He's taught me a lot. He's
We've
taught me a lot.
handled. We've held looking at
Mhm.
going back and looking at the books. We've had together since we've been together. The years we've been together, we've had to handle close to 900 cases or more.
Really?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
about that would be, but yeah. I already
Or
went
more.
through a couple hard drives and
Yeah.
everything.
We get them every day.
Yeah.
We get them every day. So
Yeah.
Wow.
we handle a lot of cases.
But then when you say you remember this and remember that one, I'm thinking, oh,
Yeah.
if it's something I really, really, I was, oh, wait a minute, I know you're talking about. I know you're talking about now.
all types
Oh,
of cases. I mean, I
All
remember
types.
one case where we actually found this car that they've been looking for the longest, and then the lady tricked us and said she needed to get something out of it, and she just took off in it.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
that
we
was
went
just-
running behind her.
No, I went. Yeah, I did run behind her and stuff like that. I ran behind her, but then she took off, and that was the end of it. So,
Yeah.
but I've got my revenge though. There's some other ones that I had to.
They see-
I got them good.
You got 'em.
Oh, I got them
a
good.
whole lot,
I
yeah.
learned from that one. I was young then.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
I was younger.
Yeah, we learn a lot from them. So
Mhm.
we've had
yeah.
we've had fun. We've had to matter of fact, we've had to travel all the way to Cleveland looking for people.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Wow.
And you were like, we were looking underwater and we was like, oh man. I said, yeah, we're out of land right about now.
yeah.
Yeah. And next, we go to Canada.
Yeah, we get attorneys that call us from out of the state
Yeah.
that has the cars that they're looking for, and people won't pay, won't return them, and they send it, they send
Repo
us,
kind of
Some
stuff.
nice cars.
Well,
too.
I don't know if it's quite a
or,
repo.
or stolen.
well, not stolen either. It's
I don't
just
think it's
it's
stolen.
just-
It's just
these are cases that
they go back on the contracts, right? Where they kind of
they more or less like a
Mm.
like a probate thing when
Mhm.
somebody in the family
Yeah.
pass on,
Mhm.
and the family's not willing to
yeah.
cooperate and give the car back, and
they're supposed
they live
to.
in another
Right.
state where they
Yeah.
will mail me the keys
Mm-hmm.
to the car, and Will locate the car
Yeah.
and actually go on site and open the car, get in the car, and drive off in it like it's
Yeah.
his car.
Well, I remember when you dropped me off with you. He's like, I was like, I'll be right back. And you're like, what? I was
Yeah.
like, I played Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on. So before you see it, you're like, no. He's
Yeah.
like, oh crap! So go.
Go
Uh-huh.
on in it.
I remember along those lines years ago
Uh-huh.
when I used to have a pool construction and service company. I had a guy
Yeah.
working for me,
That's nice.
and they would take the pickup truck home at night,
Mhm.
and we had this log book. When you would go and service a swimming pool, you'd write down the chemicals and what you
Okay.
did and all that each week, so we'd have a full log of what happened.
Mhm.
Well, I'm driving along the A1A one day, and I see my truck parked near the beach.
Oh no.
Like, That's interesting. So I go over, look at my truck, and I look out, and I see my guy
Yeah.
surfing.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's out there surfing. So I'm all right. Well, maybe he finished his day, So I had the keys too. I unlocked the door. I look at the logbook. Oh, logbook's all filled out. The day he finished the day. Cool.
Oh, no.
The wind
Mhm.
flipped the page.
Oh.
He had tomorrow filled out too.
Oh.
I said, oh no.
Got him.
So
Got him.
I had another guy with me. I said, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I'll take this truck. You drive my truck back. So
There
we
you go.
left him
Oh.
out there surfing, and
That's
I
it.
never heard from him again.
Of course you did.
Never heard from
Yeah.
him again.
Yeah. Yeah.
He knew he got caught.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Sure
That's-
did, man.
That's what
That's
happens.
funny.
We'll take a car. We go back and look at it, and of course, we know the police coming to the scene because they
Right.
reporting the car stolen. And we
Oh
have to-
yeah,
Right.
You do an
Got to-
inventory of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have to call the sheriff's office and let them know,
Yeah.
no, it's not stolen. We have the legal
I'm
right.
just driving it like I'm
You're driving it like it's stolen. No, well, it's funny. You know, the guy never called me, never said anything, never called me. Hey, the truck got stolen,
course
or
not.
anything, because
No.
he didn't know who took it.
Uh-huh.
You know?
See?
But-
Wow, wow.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
That's
well,
a shame.
but I got it back, so that was important.
That's the most important.
Yep, yep.
All right. Well, it looks like this might conclude the
Yeah.
third episode of Will's World.
That's
I
right.
enjoyed
Number
it.
3.
True
I
crime.
enjoyed it. Thanks,
I'm
thanks
glad.
for
Thank you
inviting
so
me.
much for coming
Yeah,
out. Right?
yeah,
Really
no problem.
appreciate it.
Anytime.
He's
Right.
talked about you a lot, but now I get to meet you. I think that's
Oh yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the man. That
I learned from this guy. I learned so much from him. You know.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about
I
that.
can see you guys are a good team.
Oh yeah,
Man,
yeah.
he's cool.
Yeah.
Great guy. Learned so
Yeah.
much. All right. Well, thank you for watching another episode of Will's World. Please like and subscribe.
There you go.
All right.